Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. And today, like we said, we are literally getting towards the end of our financial management. Essentially, we've been able to discuss multiple streams of income, and then we talked about making money, we talked about managing money, and we also talked about multiplying money. So, if today is your first time right here, kindly indicate so that we can find ways to help you, right? We can help you grow. But then, like I said, today is the 26th day, and I'm super excited. 26th day of showing up every single day on YouTube, teaching money series. So in the next few minutes, we're going to essentially be concluding everything we've been discussing so far for our financial management. Then another thing I would want to say is, please and please, right, if you're just joining in, let me know, introduce yourself properly, so that I'm able to meet your needs, right? So that I'm able to speak to you specifically, because I'm super worried about people who are just joining, because I want them to as well be in the loop of everything excellent that we're doing. Like we said, for me, I don't know, the excitement is already over it, because I have a lot that I should be doing for myself and then my clients as well. So I literally cannot wait for this for this cup to pass over me. But then it's been exciting. I mean, how can you explain 30 full days stretch and we kept talking about money, right? So we talked about our 5 main pillars, and then we've seen many people get opportunities, people start their businesses, their communities as well. This boot camp is really all encompassing. Literally, we made people had access to multiple opportunities beyond what was probably regular for them. And for me, I'm super excited for that. So please, if you're on and you're in, kindly let me know where you're joining us from, so that we can as well move to our conclusion today. So yesterday, I like I told you guys, I posted before coming online, so it was literally war. So today I have my post ready. What I'll just do is, as soon as I am done from here, I go straight to post for the day. Awesome. So as soon as you're coming in, please let me know. Especially, I'm super worried for the people who are the first timers. Please, if this is your first time, so that you don't look lost and you're thinking that is some serious thing that we're doing here, just let me know, so that I can pay attention to you as well. But then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I had greeted earlier, as my manner is, so I'd want to say that I welcome you here. Awesome. Okay, so while we're still looking on to see a lot of people come on board, I'm just going to go straight into our conversations for the night. Please, if today, sorry guys, I think something in my house, I put something in the oven. Okay, hello everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. Life with Melody. Melody, please help me so that, and if this is your first time, that means you joined. Just let me know what you do so that I can tell you some of the things that we've already done before now, so that you don't get missing, right? Because most of the live classes would be like the everyday life classes is ending in 3 days or so. So what we are going to be doing essentially now is going to be more of follow-up, but then it's essential that you're able to know what you're supposed to do so that you can count your cost. So please let me know what you do. Hey Raviat, how you doing? Good evening from my end and yours. Awesome. So please let's welcome Life with Melody. She's just coming in today for the first time. Okay, so let me know, please, are you from YouTube? Let me see what is going on in her. Oh. Are you from YouTube? Please let me know. Are you from YouTube or you're just joining us for the first time? Please, where is everyone? I want to. Awesome. So I think I'm going to be awesome. So like we said, essentially we had discussed a whole lot of things around finances. I think the only part that we've not yet spoken about, I think I will just continue from my conversation yesterday, so that when new people come in, they should just indicate that they are new. I've asked Life with Melody questions, but her response is not coming forth. So I think we'll just continue from where we stopped yesterday. Okay, we'll just continue from where we stopped yesterday. And part of the things we're going to be discussing today is invoice choice. Like, when people pay you, how do you show them that you have received with thanks? So part of it also to make your platform stand out, right, is probably you having a company personalized invoice. Anyway, depending on the platform you want to use, if you use Seller and the rest, normally they'll just send mail to people, to whoever buys, so it can suffice, especially if you curate a template for it. But if you decide that, okay, you just want to use some of those sorry, excuse me, Zoho and the rest, I think it's Zoho that I know very well, where you literally see your company name, sorry guys, your invoice and all, right? So this is also an opportunity. This is probably me talking about how you can keep tabs or keep to tabs all your expenses, right? All your expenses. And I think the last pillar that we're going to be talking about under finances will be saving. Okay, so savings essentially. So from today onward, even before the money starts coming, just decide what percentage you would want to save in order to upgrade or improve or scale your business. And then what percentage should go on profit, what percentage should be saved aside for probably picnics, holidays, vacations. You need it because a lot of people think that vacation is actually what's the word, is luxury. A lot of people think that vacations are luxury, but they are not. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. I'm the only one in the house right now, so I can't get up to change my power source. So let me just see if I can manage what I have. Can you, if you can hear me, please let me know. Yes, good evening, happiness. Good to see you. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. Okay, awesome. I think they just changed. I'm supposed to stand up. Okay, is it possible for you people to give me probably 2 minutes? Let me just turn on my alternative source. So please introduce yourself appropriately. Let me. Okay, so I'm back. Thank you so much, everyone. My power just changed that I was the only one at home, so I had to click on. So please let's it's so good to see everybody. Yes, I am back. I am back. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, now I don't know. I think my light is now reacting to the change. Okay. My light is reacting to the change. No problem. I think I can just hold it in my hand. Okay, so like we said today now, part of the thing, I think the last is, please, if today is your first, let us know so that you're not behind. What I wanted to do is, for a few minutes, I just wanted to give perspective to the people who are just coming in for the first time, so that they are not lost, right? Because I think yesterday was really distracting me to just feel like, oh, some people might just be coming in for the first time and they are hearing all these things about finances. It would just be like, where did you enter? So please, if today is your first time, let me know. I'm here for you, okay? Our everyday life classes will be ending, I think in today is 27th, in 3 days approximately. So what we'll be doing then, when we show up at the end of it, we'll just come and start our rehearsals for our live event. Our live event is on the 8th of June. So everybody who is able to catch up, even the people who joined, if you're able to catch up and you're able to make presentation, you'll be among our lead speakers, as I promised, right? So I actually even need these live classes to end quickly so that I can focus on so many other things. I've been able to lay my hands on some opportunities, but my mind keeps coming back here. I don't know what is happening. I think the light is affecting my lights. I just changed my source and it's already misbehaving. Okay, so for the people who came in late, we had already talked about what platforms you can use for your invoicing. So if you want to have like a standard invoice, somebody works with you and you guys agree on a particular payment, and then when they make the payment, you might just want to send an email with a receipt, an official receipt. So if you want to have an official receipt for your own, for your platform or for your services, you can use either Zoho or Wave. Those are the two very common ones. So please, again, I'm asking, please, if today is your first time, please talk, I beg, so that you will not be wondering where you entered like this. Like I said, I'm here for you, and that's why I kept going into the group to tell everyone to come out, because I'm more concerned about now the people who have just joined, because it's going to help. And then for the people who have been around for 30, like today is our 26th day, and I can say that you guys are simply amazing and you are the stars. Okay, so I can see Ma'am Esther, lovely to see you as well. Thank you so much. Okay, you're welcome. So exactly what I've been saying, right? So we said for a standard invoicing, if you would want to give invoices to whoever maybe has any form of transaction for you with you, and you'd want to have like a standard invoice, you can just type Zoho. Let me write it here. Or let me find those my posts, not posts. Q&A. Okay. So Zoho, those are the two platforms. And Wave, there was one Nigerian one I used to use then. Even though now when you use when you use Seller or any of those Kochili accounts, once people pay for anything, automatic emails are sent to them, so it's kind of a confirmation as well. So sometimes you can have, like, that's why when we did yesterday, we talked about price tiers, so that when you eventually prepare your tiers of prices, make it such a way that all of them can accommodate all those can be on your seller. And so that means any amount of dollars can be paid you through seller if you put your tiers very well. Yeah, so we did every day. Most of the people you're seeing that are commenting, these people should be feared, like every day, and they showed up every day. So it's good to see you. Relationship buddy is like, this is the first time. Okay, no, this is not the first time you're commenting. This is not the first time you're commenting. So please, if it's your first time here, help me, so that I can tell you what you are supposed to start with. I need to tell you what you're supposed to start with so that you don't get lost, okay? Like, the goal is that the live sessions might not be on, but you're going to have access to people in the group community. You can ask any question at any point. All the people who have gone through the classes, they can always answer you at any point. But if you're not doing, if you don't know where to start, like, essentially what we did from the beginning is that, first of all, we made sure that we simplified everything for everybody. So please, so if today is your first day, or yesterday was your first day, and you didn't seem to understand anything, please let me know. I think it was my bad yesterday. I should have probably paused a little bit. It was because I was being distracted by my live post. That was why I probably didn't take out time to address the people who were probably just showing up for the first time. So like I said, for invoicing, you can either use Zoho or you can use Wave. That's what I just put up now. So you can just design a specific invoice so that anybody who buys anything from you, it just kind of gives it that kind of panache as well, like touche, or makes you feel like you're high class or something, that you already have a receipt. So, but then, like I said, if you use Coachili, Seller and all that, they will automatically send mails to those people, except maybe you want to customize those mails specifically with the people's invoices, which I think might not necessarily be necessary. It might not be necessary, except maybe you're working with one-on-one people or one-on-one startups like me. So that will be very easier. So once you just write it, you can now hand it over. Okay, so we said essentially what we're going to talk about, we'll just talk about in passing today, is savings, right? While I'm hoping that Wales International, I think this is the first time I'm seeing you here. Kindly let us know, are you just joining for the first time, or you're generally somebody who just doesn't bother commenting? Please let us know, because we know all the people who passed through here, so that we can help you as well. If this is your first time, I'm begging everybody, let me know so that I can give you direction onto what you're going to do. Okay, so when we're talking about savings for freelancers, one of the things I would always tell everybody is that freelance money is like, it's almost like oil money. Sincerely, if you hit a jackpot, let's say somebody wants to be paying you $20,000 per month, right? For the people in the global south, that's really a jackpot, right? If you scale your business arm, you can actually make up to $100K per month as well. So imagine you're working with somebody and you have products that you're selling and you're creating content, and somehow, okay, so we're now having a lot of new people. Juji Disciple, please, is this your first time, or generally you are a viewer, so that we can help give you direction? So this is me saying it over and over again. Please, as soon as you're coming and it's your first time, let me know so that I can give you direction on what you can be doing. Okay, I'll tell you everything you need to know so that you can be up to terms with everybody who is in the group, and then some of the assignments that you need to pay attention to very quickly. So like I said, for the for freelancers, the reason why a lot of people spend all their money is because they confuse it for financial independence. Let me tell you, a lot of freelancers eventually get broke. That's just the truth. It's like it's just like internet money. It's like music money, right? If you don't have a very good financial education or financial background, or some of the things I'm going to be telling you this night, you just find out that once you make that first money, once any money just comes to you, you just feel like, oh my God, you can't believe it. My goodness, how did you get this 100K? Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you. You just be asking yourself question. How is it possible that I'm able to make this amount of money? Let's say you're building other platforms as well as you're building here. The next thing you just be thinking, anyway, the monies they will just keep coming. Let me just spend anyhow. But while you're spending anyhow, right, you will not know when your, what did you call it, either your channel or whatever it is, start season. So for people who are currently building on YouTube as well, part of the things that can happen is that I've seen some channels that all of a sudden stopped having views, right? And you know that YouTube kind of pays it, like gives monthly reports. So you can imagine things like that. Or maybe you're building on any platform at all that would only pay based on some of your recent creations, and supposing your creation starts doing badly. Now the thing is, any money you make as a freelancer can be money for the rainy day, right? So one of the first things I'm going to tell everybody who is currently here is divide your money into percentages. Okay, first percent, 10%. You can give it to God if you want. You can give another 10% to your parents if you want. But one thing I would want to say is create a specific structure for your finances. Specific, not that, okay, today when the money comes in, you don't know what you're doing with them. You have to have written down rules. Okay, 50% is for saving up and it's for scaling. And one thing with scaling, what scaling does for you is that you can actually just keep money for your scaling, and tomorrow you just find somebody who builds app, or somebody who does websites, or somebody who does or one particular month. Like for me, I've decided that by the time I want to scale a little bit beyond LinkedIn and across platforms, it means that every month you have to separate at least a particular percentage for sponsored ads. And most business people, coaches, founders, they don't think sponsored ad. They're not thinking sponsored ad. They're not even thinking email campaign. Okay, so depending on, what do they call it? There's a word I want to use exactly. Depending on where your target audience are mostly found. Like for coaching industry, definitely a lot of people who will be needing your help will be people who are online, probably clueless, like something that is happening to us, happening to our community right now. So it means that there's really no much stress. If I come out on LinkedIn any day, I can post and I'll still find my people coming to look for me. But for some of you, part of the mistakes that a lot of you make is that you are just insisting on posting content alone. Number one, you're not even a content writer. Okay, so if you're and now this, when I'm talking posting content alone, I'm just castigating only LinkedIn, because that's our root platform. Everybody who you're probably seeing here who is commenting just literally came from LinkedIn. Yes, except otherwise proven, or maybe people who are life hopping, right? So one of the things I would say again is, while a lot of us are, for the people who are content writers, right, once they write content on LinkedIn and they have traffic and they've gone viral, the job is done for them. But for you who is another niche, content writing is just the minimum that you can do. Minimum. So it means anytime you click post, like some of you would sit down beside your post from morning to night. Let me tell you the truth. In fact, that's what's part of my evening post today. I had already curated it. One of the things I would love to tell people is, where is your target audience? If you are a virtual assistant, that means your target audience, right, is either somebody who owns a business on LinkedIn, which is maybe people who are in communities. Those are the ones that you will see on LinkedIn. But you see those high-paying clients, they are not essentially on LinkedIn. In fact, those high-paying clients have other virtual assistants that might block you when you eventually send maybe like an inbox message to them. So you're sending message in your mind, you're just saying, I love this particular person, so I've sent message. But unfortunately, the person who would have access to that message is somebody who probably has nothing to, is a virtual assistant that has nothing to do online. So that's why it's very, very important, right, that you decipher where your clients are and how to approach them. In fact, for me today, while meditating, I just concluded it, that a lot of people who are spending so much time on LinkedIn without getting results are making that mistake of just posting like other content writers. Like if you're a content writer like me and a few other persons, it will be very easy. When somebody sees your post, the person can say, oh, you write very well. And then the next thing, the person can say, okay, I need help. Can you train me? Or you can have a training platform, which is what we are doing here. But for some of you, based on your niche, you don't have that. You might not have that opportunity. Okay, so now I'm saying it right. Irrespective of how much you be paid. So I've said it. What led me there was when I was discussing essentially high-paying clients and yes, we're discussing essentially high-paying clients, and there may be people who will pay you the barest minimum. But whatever it is, any money that comes to you, make sure it's a must have percentage. And this one, I'm not suggesting it to you all, right? Okay, so hi everyone. I've seen some people come in. Abimbola, thank you so much. How are you doing today? Thriving Digital Mom, good to see you as well. Relationship buddy, you know, I think I asked the question, is this your first time officially, right? I want to know because, like I said, if not, we'll be drawing. I'm just trying to balance because I wanted to, if we had more people whom today was their first time, I just wanted to take a break and tell you everything you need to know, like in probably 10 minutes. Then we continue with our classes. But because you guys didn't come on time, I think I left it in the group. I wrote it in the afternoon. That's I sent that message in the afternoon. I still sent that message close to 4. Then I still sent another message 15 minutes to time, and I said first timers should come early so that we'll just focus on them so that they can as well start getting opportunities as well. But I think okay, awesome, that's very good. Okay, you're welcome. So let me just see if we have another person. Maybe if we can get up to 5 people whom today is their first time, I'll just quickly tell you guys everything you need to know, right? So essentially, any money that comes to you, you must have a percentage. So if you're going to be saving, so I'm hoping that as I'm talking tonight, you all are also writing savings, permanent untouchable saving 50%. Another thing, if you're in Nigeria, there is a common company, piggyvest, right? You can set your piggyvest account to literally just take out once it sees. You can either set per alert or you can set per month, right? Every time you earn a particular money, they take it. Either if you want to set, you can set it at 50%, you can set it at 30%, you can set it at 10%. But like I said, saving of 10% is some joke going somewhere to happen. I'm not laughing, no, but it's really going. That means you're literally eating your seed if you save 10%. Well, like I said again, it depends on your phase. So I'm assuming that a lot of people are startups here, or they just are nursing the idea of probably starting up their own things, or they are essentially workers. So you must have a particular percentage that goes saved. And one thing that piggyvest does is that if you withdraw before the time you said you are going to withdraw, they will take away a huge percentage. I think it's even 20% for some, right? So those are the kind of savings you want to do. Don't do a saving where you can always just take it at any time and you don't feel pain. So imagine that you saved, and then for you to take that money out, you have to lose a whooping sum of a particular amount that it can be very touching. You, of course, definitely you rethink touching the money. Okay, so essentially, please, now what you do is divide them. Whether 50, you can do 50% saving. I'm not saying you should do that. So I have my own separately, right? And that's because in fact, me, almost every time it's almost like 100% saving until I have a lot of things to buy. So you should always have your budget, right, that you literally take your saved money to get. So but what you do is that you sit down, 10% for this, 10% for miscellaneous, 10% for maybe family, 10%, save 10% across 12 months for your vacation. Most times, if you do all these things, right, there will be nothing that is too big for you. And like I was talking about vacation before my power source went out. One thing I would want to say about vacations that a lot of business people don't understand is that vacation can be an opportunity for more business for you. And then for content creators, you know that you have to go for vacation as much as possible, because that's even what spices up your channel here and there. You need to go out as often, record. If you're not acting drama, of course there's the in-house activities. That one you really have to be funny. But for our niche, especially business niche, professional niche, to be doing all those jokes is a long is except you're a very funny person, is good, but it's not really a long-term plan. Especially if you want to convert, in the sense that you want to use your content to make money. What you want to pay attention to is visit a lot of places, take advantage of wherever you're going, take advantage of documentation, take advantage of recording. So as much as within your power as a business startup, as a professional, keep video recordings. You might not need it now, you need it much more later. In fact, that's what I do now. Okay, so like I said, part of the percentage, you can save a particular percentage for your travels, because like I said, these are some of the things that can spice up your page, that can make some of the people that you're working with know that you're serious. And then of course, when there are conferences, if you are here, and you see lots of conference opportunities, please take conference opportunities with your 2 right and left legs. Please take it, because you get opportunities to meet people, document your process, document if you're going to be answering any question. You can even ask your neighbor, please, could you just help me record quickly? That's another way to build your portfolio. Then take advantage of meeting all these top men. Let's say Tony Lumelu is organizing a conference in Abuja. My dear, my leg has reached there, right? My leg is there. Once I'm there, those are the things that can spice up your social media presence. I know a lot of people will say, hey, you snap with him, and so yes, so it's better just save it up, because those are the things that sparks up conversations literally online. So if you don't know where events, please pay attention to adverts and a few other things, right? You can even just browse. You can just check the websites of some of these top people and find out in their schedules. Most of their website has their speaking schedules, so that you know when next. Let's say if Tony Elumelu is hosting any event in December, it's already out by now, because a lot of them literally have their calendars for the year up. So while you're doing vision boarding in the beginning of the year, some people have already planned the year already from last year. So as I speak, most of them already have their event timetable, and usually at mostly half of the year there'll be more conferences. There's going to be lots and lots of conferences. Please dress. Thank you so much, Booms Growth. So this is the first time I'm seeing you here as well. So can you introduce yourself as well? Awesome. Thank you so much, Fumi. But like I would always tell my community people, right, pay attention to paid opportunities. Pay attention to paid physical. That's what saving your 10%. You can that your 10% miscellaneous. Imagine you said save 10% out of $1,000 per month, right? That's like roughly $100 every month. $100 every month. And then let's say you now see somewhere around December, Steven Akinzitayo or who is trying to start, is hosting an event. You will not now be feeling like $500 is a big deal if he asks you to pay $500 for gate fees. Now I'm hoping that I can be breaking you people's mindset, so that you don't think, in fact, it's in that paid one. Have plans for your wardrobe. Part of your budgeting is your wardrobe, because personal branding. Have specific clothes that you can even wear for your events as well, so that when you go there, you're not giving that vibe. Even shoes. So I told you guys, when you're charging, when I was telling people yesterday that when you're charging, you're also charging for your growth. You're charging on purpose. You're charging because some of these people, if you don't look the part, you are literally going to lose money. If you don't look the part, right, you're literally going to lose money back to back. So some of us, like I said at the beginning of when we started our YouTube challenge, I told everybody then, I said it doesn't even matter what gadgets you have. Of course, we eventually went on to learn some of the tools that we can use to upgrade. But when you're going for those physical meetings, they are looking at your leg, they are looking at your hands, they are looking at your phone, they are looking at your mouth, they are looking at you, whether you took your time to do makeup. I'm telling you the truth. See, I just want you guys to know, right, is that men look on the outward while God looks on the inward. You don't even want to give yourself that opportunity for anybody to look down on you or ask you, why are you charging a particular price, or rethink possible collaboration with you, when you would have just dressed properly well and just be rolling your key. Even if you came with Uber, you can actually just have something that can distract your hand while you hold on your strong conversations. Like for me, the reason why I love LinkedIn is that a lot of us now, we have been marinated into what we do. It means that some of you are actually supposed to be conference speakers at this point in your life. So I'm hoping that all these things that we're talking about is literally breaking you all and giving you room in your heart to begin to think deep. Okay, so by the time you separate all those fees into different tiers, one of the things you realize is that when conferences come up now, you can pay for any I think the last time I jumped on a one-on-one with what's his name, with, can I remember his name right now, this man. Last time I jumped on a one-on-one for Pastor Sam Adeyemi, My goodness, when they told me, I think they said $30,000. Hey God. $30,000 to go to Dubai. But do you know that it's for somebody who doesn't plan, right? For somebody who doesn't plan, it will seem like it's a very big deal. And it's simple, though. Some of you have eaten your, what do you call it? You've eaten your iPhone money. You've eaten your shoes, your style, your swag. You've even eaten the money that you're supposed to use to probably get that hair that when you wear and you do your. In fact, I will not. I don't know whether I should tell you guys this, but do you know that the first time, let me even tell you guys how I got admission in secondaries into university, right? We all grew up in the north. Like, so it means that my parents, everybody was in the north. Number one. Number two, my parents were not educated, so it meant that we didn't really have any connection in the university. So if I'm going to have any access into any school, it literally means that I have to meet the cutoff. And guess what? In fact, in one of the exams I wrote, I think I was the top 10, I mean top 3. The first list came out and I still was not there. After being among the first 3 or so, first 10, yes. Guess what? One day, the first time I ever relaxed my hair, ever, I just decided to leave it open and I was just walking. Do you know that somebody followed me from the back? And it's not a man, it was a woman, a mother. She followed me from the back and trailed me till I got into where I used, of course, I told you guys I always sell. That's what I do, right? I was born for business. So she trailed me and followed me into my mother's shop. And next thing, only for her to see my mother, and she shouted. Guess what? She followed me because she felt that my hair, she wanted to know how much I bought the wig. And by the time she came and found out and asked me the question, I told her, no, I'm very sorry, madam. This is actually my original hair. But guess what happened afterwards? This woman saw my mom and screamed. She was my mom's long lost friend. And guess what? Her husband was the then VC. So I had already been cheated out of my opportunity, just naturally. This one is not that, okay, you didn't write the JAM, you didn't pass. In fact, JAM that year, I think I had 260 something. And you know, Northerners generally, they don't used to pass anything. In fact, my classmate then, I had people whom we eventually had admissions together, who even had 194 and the rest. But mine was 160 something, and I would have lost admission that year. But that lady followed my hair into. So I'm just asking myself questions like, supposing I did not perm my hair for that first time, only God will know. So every single time it comes to me, I meditate true to it. One thing I've realized is that lots of people are biased about the physical appearance, and depending on your niche and what is dressing or what is dress specific for your niche, you will need to pay attention to your wardrobe as well. Make plans. You don't have to have it all together, but you can tell yourself, every year I'll attend one major huge conference. You're already not disadvantaged. I told you guys, LinkedIn people were already used to talking big. Do you know if they give you mic? I told you guys what happened to me in church now. That after talking, I had to start telling myself, Jesus, I hope I did not carry my LinkedIn spirit into here because of all the bragado. And somebody might just be saying, this girl is proud. But they don't know that that's literally how we talk. Like, we learn it. That's our positioning. We put our first foot forward. We don't paint ourselves in a disadvantaged position. We don't make our clients question our abilities. And most times when you get to some of these conferences, you see a lot of people getting very close to all those people, Tony Melu and all that. And then it might just be when you just say one amazing word and the person now shakes your hand and say, what do you do? And you probably start describing yourself. Like we said, every single time you're going for opportunities like that, you might need to pay attention. Get all those printers to maybe print your shirts, your brand shirts, a brand, what do you call it? If it's overtly professional, you can have, what's the name? Tags or brooch. Some brooch that can have, I think for females, that probably can have your company logo or something. Somebody can just ask you, can just say, yes, actually, my name is this. I'm a startup founder. Yes, this. I'm actually currently looking for an opportunity in this, but then that's not essentially why I'm here. I think the access is more than awesome to have met you in person, sir. I don't know. You can probably offer to help him with anything, right? Oh, how is your, so the question will be always having questions, because that's how to literally scale up your circle of influence. So I'm saying it again because people who earn millions, right, it's not outside your circle of influence. Okay, so that's why I talked about events while we're discussing savings, because the people that will pay you, I think the primary concept, I think I've seen it in several places, the only way to become a millionaire is to work for millionaires. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. The only way to work for millionaires, the only way to make your first $10,000 is to work with people who actually earn in dollars. So that even if you charge somebody $1,000, the person will not see it as anything. The person earns far more than that. Imagine you working for a startup company. Let's say somebody who is probably clueless at starting their businesses online, which is what I do. Essentially, I just tell you, it will not be a tough thing for them. So that's why your eyes should be sharp. You cannot be staying, and I think that's my post for today as well. You can't be putting your eyes on people who will charge you, your low ticket clients, and be expecting to hit your financial goals. Okay, so that would take me to the last part. So I said, essentially summarizing this aspect of our conversations, I said one of the first things you want to do is to ensure, let me off this thing. One of the first things you would want to do is to improve your circle of influence. And improving your circle of influence, right, just in case you're asking yourself, what are you saving for? What are you saving for? Is that you actually need to save up for communities. You need to save up for conferences. Those are part of the things. So that if money comes in for you to you right now, let's say 50%, you save 50% for your business. You scaling, hopefully how to scale your business, whether it's to get your website, whether it's to prepare your sales funnel, and many other things. You can save it, while you can now save. You cannot, even in part of your savings, you know that your expenditures, you have to put your expenditures in lieu, whether it's video editing, because the truth is you can't scale without planning to scale. So whenever you get paid and you think that is your money, you have entered one chance. I think I said it in my last boot camp, right? Your business money is not your money. And if you would want to eventually get an opportunity to attract funds or investors, everybody will ask you for your book. Everybody. And one of the questions they are going to ask you is, can they see your book? And like I said, in this new generation, right, books are not hard. It's either you use QuickBooks or you actually just print out your bank statements, especially if you have an account dedicated for that specific transaction. And I told you guys the other day, ensure that you write your narration, because it's going to help you when you're printing it out and you want it to serve as your book. It will be easier, because everything you did, whether you paid in a particular amount to this or you used a particular amount for something, it will literally just display itself. The only thing is that you just probably do all your data interpretation and analysis, so that when you're talking, you can tell the person percentage increase, percentage loss, how much you made per head, how you can scale their money, what they stand to profit, if they would want to invest in you. But like I said, if you have not studied your business at least by yourself across months, for a year or two, depending on when the opportunity comes for you, you will literally lose that opportunity. Now, the thing is, most people want people who are frugal, because it's going to help them know that, okay, once they partner with you, their money no go loss. Okay, so if you're from other countries, it just means that people's money will not be missing simply because they invested in you. Okay, so we've been able to just talk about savings. I left it at you guys. People used to say specific things, but I don't want to say specific things, because it depends on the level at which you're in now. In fact, your total money that might come in May or June, you might just need to use it to go and buy laptop because you need that pivoting. You might use it to go and buy iPhone because you want to be creating content. Anything, just know that you're investing. But after then, right, it's very important that you have a list of what you want to invest in. So for the people who probably are showing up for the first time today, other people have already made their lists of what they think they need to make their businesses stand out, their services stand out, their documents, right, their, what do they call it, their products stand out. So please add that to the list of what you'll be doing, part of the things that you're going to be writing for yourself, especially when you want to curate a vision board. So that takes us to the final part of your finances, financial goals. Now, the reason why I'm talking about financial goal is that if you don't have a financial goal, you will not even know how much that should be coming into you, even if you're a virtual assistant. Some people look down on their opportunities. Like I've told you guys, it came to me strongly again, right? Posting content is the least you should do every day. It means that what you need to do is find ways to get people to come on board and take your services. And I've told you guys, most of those big companies or those big founders who should be hiring you, a lot of them have VAs. So it means that even if the VA comments with the account on your platform, that person's comment is useless. That's why I'm telling people, those people who are chasing virality, you find out that even in your virality is hustlers like you that are commenting under your post. They are not commenting to buy anything from you. So I've seen it over and over again. I think the luckiest that I've seen, the closest to luckiest I've seen on LinkedIn are coaches. I'm not going to lie to you, right? Because in the end, everybody that is hustling, at least at some point, they can put their head under somebody to learn. But you see other platforms, then content writers might be closed because they can also position themselves as coaches and whine people and tell them that their main problem why they're not getting visibility is content writing, and then people will sway in their direction. But those people who are swaying in their direction are also hustlers. So the question is, if you're jumping from one place to the other and all you're doing is creating content, and you know that these big guys really spend time online, how should you position yourself? So that's in so sorry, if you're probably not Igbo, the question I asked is the question that I am asking you right now. So if you know that mostly the people who are likely going to hire you and who are top tiers, they will not be running from one post to the other, how should you posture yourself? Where should you find your clients? And I'll say it over and over again, right? Even if you want to go to their DMs and send them DMs, I said it again, sending them DMs, they likely have handed their accounts to their VAs. So it means that, imagine that you want to be a VA and you're sending your cold DM to another VA. The person will just read it and laugh. Then the person will just tell you thank you, because apparently you're looking for her job. Even if she's messing the person up or she's not producing results, like based on everything that I taught you guys yesterday, day before yesterday, when we started talking about multiplying and managing money, all the things I told you and how you should approach your clients, because they might not know. What's in their minds that they might have charged they might have charged their employer very cheap and they are very careless about their account. That means there might likely not be results emanating from their accounts, but because they don't know, nobody can question them. Then imagine you now sending mails and giving your results, stating all that you have done, and it's a VA that will just read it. Oh, now, that's why people will be thinking that, oh, they've been around on LinkedIn and they're not getting results. That's exactly why you're not getting results, because you've not sincerely sat down and asked yourself, where are my target audience? Okay, so Boom Growth said, what do we chase? So the question is, the goal is not to even chase anything without clarity. Okay, so if you're probably coming, right, it will be unfair if I start telling you exactly what to chase, because the people who are already in camp we've already gone through those classes. We went from clarity. Yes, all the classes are on live stream. All the classes, that's what we did every day. Today is our 26th day. But the people who are just joining us, so we met every day like this for 26 days. So it's huge. Yes, all the classes on live stream. The reason why I have not been uploading my videos, I'm taking time with my videos, but I don't want, even my videos, it won't be this way. The reason why I can't upload this, because I want it, this is more like a personal relationship. Like my live stream is me talking to you personally, but then my video uploads will just be the professional way. Like I don't know the people, they don't know me with all the edits and the gamuts in it. So that's why I took a break from there. And in fact, that's part of the reason why I'm anticipating that this our daily life will just end, so that any other life I'm going to be coming for, it will just be a casual life. I'm not teaching anything. So for now, I'm obligated to teach everyone. So but from once we finish with our 30 days in the evening, while I'm editing and doing other things, or I'm running, or I'm preparing my videos for the week, I'll just leave my life on and be while I'm rehearsing. Anybody that comes in will just awesome. So let me see what you said. Yes, it's usually 8 p.m. GMT plus 1. 8 p.m. GMT plus 1. That's what we've been doing. If you notice, we're already 1 hour in. Okay? So, essentially, that is what I would want everybody to do now, is to literally write out your target audience. No, I know we've done it from the beginning, right? So you now know your target audience. So what we're going to ask you is, where are your target audience? It will help you a lot. And like I said again, if depending on the platform you're using, when you go to your LinkedIn analytics, you're literally going to see it. There are some certain particular places they view you often. Okay, so it's not, I'm not even talking about who viewed your profile and LinkedIn is hiding it and they want you to pay for premium. No, I'm not even talking about that one. I'm talking about the fact that you can just check, okay, the countries that see you more often. You might just want to consider, like me, when I started my remote work journey, what I started doing was I stayed awake most nights, and that's what I'm going to be doing, right? Especially because I'm starting a new circle. Once my book is out, I'm starting a new circle entirely. So stay awake. What is the awake, or the peak time? That's the word. The peak time of your target audience or your target country. So if you're doing target audience, we already have done it in the classes. We talked about brand persona. You being able to write the name of the person you want to work with, your clients, your this. What are they? What is the name? What is their name? Like you drew a graph. What is the name of the client you're working for, or you would want to work for? What is his pay range? Is he a millionaire? Is he a billionaire? Those are the questions you're going to be asking. If I'm going to work with a millionaire, do I have all it takes? Do I have a like, for some of you who will be jumping on those calls, you have to start considering even getting a Google Meet, registering or subscribing to Google Meet for the whole year. Google Meet is cheaper. I think Google Meet is $8 per month, while Zoom is $24. So you might just consider buying a platform where they can easily jump on a call with you, because most of those people, if they're going to pay you that much, some of you, like I told you guys, please demand upfront is safer, right? Upfront payments, put it as part of your clause, your terms of agreement or terms of service, that people are going to pay you ahead of time, so they should just get comfortable with it. So if they jump on a call with you and Zoom is alerting them and chasing people out, you know that most people who are at that cadre of finances might not have that patience for that. So depending on where you find, so I said specific for you, or find where they are specific for you. Then another thing you might want to do is pay attention to their emails, and that's the beauty of LinkedIn. A lot of those CEOs, every little person, like a well-represented CEO, will oftentimes have their platform on LinkedIn. But then for some who are not on LinkedIn, for some of you who are social media managers who would want to work with artists, who would want to work with music directors, music ministers, music artists, you might want to look at Instagram, right? Because a lot of them needs help. Do you know, if I want to get a social media job from any of those music guys, I know exactly what to tell them. See, jobs are everywhere. The only thing is that some of us are insisting. So as I post, then job opportunity will come to me. Are you okay? Some of you, even in your post, I told you guys, you people don't even do call to action. You don't even tell people what you do. Every small thing, you just say LinkedIn growth. And like I said, LinkedIn growth is not bad because you grew on LinkedIn. But you should find ways to make sure. Sorry, guys. But you should find ways to make sure that in you're talking about LinkedIn growth, you find a way to say what you do consistently. Have an avatar of who you are. That's why I always use the Mother Eagle, Dr. Money, Dr. Ginger. Any of those avatars meaning different things for me personally in my life. My energy, my ability to flip money, and then my ability to show up when I said I'm going to show up. Those are the things you need to sit down and craft for yourself. So if you missed the personal branding class, please go to the live streams and just start from day 1, day 2, day 3. Like I said, we have a community that will care for you and follow you through your process. So for the people who are probably joining this live stream for the first time now, maybe you just decided to check on lives and you saw us, please ensure you're in the community so that we are able to account for you as well. Yes, everyone has access to it. I'm just even thinking because I will need to give a deadline. If not, because I'm considering the new batches of people who are going to be coming through the paid monetization camp. You know, this one I just decided that I wanted to do it free because I just wanted to give back for the month of May. So, and I already came up with a deadline. So please, I don't want, and me, is as it touched my head, I can just wake up and just unlist all of them. So please, I'm begging the people who are also in the group, write while you are watching. Don't just watch and just be looking. Write while you are watching, because that's where your transformation is. And guess what I would think you should do is, don't just write while you're watching. Just curate your document so that at the end of the 30 days you have a community, because that's what we did for everybody who followed us every day. At the end of the 30 days, you have a community, you have a content creation calendar, you have a course that you will sell. That's what this camp did for everybody. You have a course that you will sell. You also have a community. You also have a job if you want a job. So that's what we did. We did 5 pillars, and all of them we taught everybody from scratch to finish. So if you're probably just resuming and you're just joining, let me just ask again, are there people who are just joining for the first time here again? Let me ask, because I wanted to just help us. So today we've talked about financial planning, plan your finances, and then I helped to expand your mind so that you don't think that you don't need money. You need money, because some of those places where you go might be the reason why your financial life will peak votes. So when you go for conferences like that, you're literally looking around because you are hoping that the next person who says anything, you contribute, and you contribute meaningfully, and the person brings you on board. Most people go for conferences, most people go for conferences to get jobs, to get opportunities. And you can imagine if you go for a conference where you paid, let's say, $500 for the ticket, you know the kind of people that will be inside there. It will not be gomo. So it's also possible for you to plan your wardrobe ahead of time. Even if it's one top expensive, very good clothes you can have for a whole year. Like, not you can have, like, one standout clothes that can go anywhere and nobody will look down on you. You can plan that. If you're somebody who is into fashion and you can design that for yourself, or you have siblings, you tell them ahead of time. You buy material ahead of time. In fact, maybe if, let's say, a meeting like that is going to happen in December, just casually drop one material and say, please just get me this done. You are not putting anybody under pressure, but you are already ready. Or if you go around and you see beautiful suits that can match your standard, you save them up and keep them somewhere. So I'm telling you why. I hope I was able to convince people that the reason why you are still charging cheap is because you don't even know what you want to do with your money. Now, when you start having structures and you've written out all these things clearly, because that's where the victory is. The victory is not in you listening to me. Listening to me is one step. From day one, for those people who have been joining from day one to now, the victory is not in you showing up. The victory is in you interpreting it for yourself. Interpreting it for yourself, having those documents in such a way that anytime you show up anywhere, right, it will be easier for you to just tell your brand story, and everybody, like I told you guys, any brand story that does not touch your heart, go and throw it away and rewrite it again. I showed you guys how you can even, did I show you guys? I'm not sure, but you can prompt ChatGPT after writing your brand story by yourself with your original story and everything that happened to you and why you decided to start, or you were inspired to start this particular journey. You can prompt ChatGPT and ask it to make it a little more emotional, let you see. So when it does it and you look at it and it's something that is nice and it represents your passion and who you are, you can tweak it a little bit, simplify the language, and save it up somewhere. because somebody that you've been praying for will definitely come, and may you be suited enough to handle the person. That's all I can say. Thank you so much. So do we have any questions for tonight? Do we have any questions tonight? I think the final thing I would just say is, if you make plans while you're saving, also save money for a financial advisor. Is going to help you, right? Because there are certain things that a lot of business people don't know, and where to invest. Or if you have any friend in your circle of influence that is deep into the financials, you might need to find out what they are doing. Just be finding out what they are doing. Hopefully, once the money becomes reasonable, you can now use it. Another thing will be, get yourself very close to real estate moguls, because that's another way to invest and scale your money. So I think we've been able to cover our classes on. Okay, boom growth, right? When did you join YouTube? Are you just starting, or you've been there? Please let me know so that I know if I can just talk. So I think officially for the night, anybody that would want to leave can leave. Tomorrow we will start. Tomorrow we'll be starting. We'll start doing our rehearsals. So we've been able to cover all our topics. So the last one will be public speaking. Will help anybody who would want to be speaking on that 8th of June. Everybody one by one. And please, I'm not beg at the beg now. You better finish your assignments before you come for rehearsal. Okay, so tomorrow we'll do public speaking. I think we are done with our finances. The finance niche. And I think the only thing I've left out is that sales funnel. That one, I don't know, I've been super busy. There are many things on my mind. I'm not able to reach out to the person. So it might just be what will be in the book. I think so. Okay, so boom scrolls, she said, so anyone, so I would want to say thank you everybody for stopping by. Kindly like this live before you leave, for those that are leaving. So I will just be taking questions now. For the people who would want to ask questions, just ask me any question at all. I'll be answering. I'm here while I'm posting on LinkedIn, so but my mind is here with you all. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be answering. Boom growth, you said you started last year. Okay, awesome. Okay, so what do you want to know about, if you started last year, what do you want to know about LinkedIn growth? What do you want to know about LinkedIn growth? Just let me know. Let me be posting on YouTube. I'm now here for you people. Every other person can leave. I've finished the active teaching. Okay, well, for me, maybe let me start talking before I see your conversation, right? For me, when it comes to YouTube growth, right, I've never seen it as a hustling thing. I've never seen it as a hustling thing. That's why, for me, my own principles, I didn't want to follow the regular growth principles that a lot of people do on YouTube. But one of the things I've come to conclude when it comes to growing on YouTube, that in fact that's why I stopped even posting some of my personal edits, right? One thing I realized is that YouTube favors video editing. In fact, if I can tell anybody who is starting out on YouTube, if this is not the platform, in fact, this is one platform that humbled me. This is not the platform that you should encourage anybody to just post. Just go ahead and post anything you want. This is not the platform to do that. What I would always say is, right, if you post because you're going to improve on your next video, right? So it means literally, while you're preparing your content, which is what we did in the community, we have hooks already. So if today is actually your first time, we have hooks already, niche specific hooks. We have niche specific topic already. That's the first thing I dropped after our first class. If you notice, for the people who have watched class 1, that's what I kept talking about. I talked about the prompt, and that's what I did. Everybody who is currently in the community already has a prompt for starting. So that's those content. All you have to do is make it appropriate, YouTube appropriate. And one thing I want to tell anybody who wants to start their YouTube journey, You can choose live, like this live streaming. Like there are two ways: either you live stream, that's the people who they call streamers. Either you live stream or you post. Or you can do both. But if you want to do posting, like regular posting, you have to have a very good editing skills, or you hire a video editor. So if you're lucky, you can meet some of those Indians who are very good with editing, very, very good. If your head has lights, you can attempt it. In fact, that's what I did. All the videos in my channel, that's the one that I decided to post, I edited them myself, and I started learning it. I don't think I've learned video editing in more than okay, officially, yes. I don't think it's more than a month, and I've not gone to any official class, right? The reason why I did that was because initially when I started my YouTube journey is because one thing I thought was that I didn't want to be at the mercy of anybody. I've worked with video editors and graphics designers for more than a year now. Every week. So all the people that I know in my circle of influence, they play with me. Okay, even if I pay them, they're not even bothered of money. I think theirs is just a mindset. They are now used to as like our conversations, our money. If I tell them to do something, they will not bother. So when I started my YouTube journey, I put myself under pressure. I told myself that I don't want anybody that will emotionally make me feel that there is something I need, or I want to post my videos on Friday night and you're telling me sorry, it cannot be ready, it can only be ready on Monday. I just did not want that for myself. That was why I started learning how to do video. In fact, as I'm on this live, after answering this question, while I'm writing my content on LinkedIn, I'll continue my video classes. That's what I do literally almost every day. In fact, at one point, was almost for 2 weeks straight, I didn't engage actively on LinkedIn because of my videos. I'm just desperate. That's the word. I'm desperate to get my video game up, because YouTube, they don't care. They don't give a hoot. Nobody will watch your video if it's not good. I mean, I think somebody came to my somebody came to my post and just let me see, fire your video editor. And I was like, so this man wants me to fire myself. Then I now went to the person's page thinking I was going to see all those gang camera, only for me to see that the person is even copying other people's contents and they are posting. Yes. Okay, maybe let me just tell you a few things again about the YouTube journey. The YouTube journey, the secret is have multiple channels. Have more than, at least I told my community people, have more than 3 channels. Have a channel for cruise. Have the main channel where your identity is. You can have like 3 channels for cruise. See, the 3 main huge, that's one video that is supposed to be out. The 3 main niches on YouTube that makes money, like clean money, is wealth, health, and relationship. 3 most profitable niches. In fact, they are the main niches. Under health, you see all those cysts, pimple things that people used to, some of those videos, when you watch it, it used to relieve pain. Or I don't know, it feels good that you see somebody pumping their pimples. If you see those channels, you'll be seeing like 15 million views. It's just because some of those, when just seeing somebody press pimples can be quite relieving. I don't know for other people, but for me it does. So what I would advise you is have 3 to 5 channels, as you can take one channel. Like for me, I'm a medical doctor as well, so I have one main health channel. Then this is what I do now, basically, because I'm a nursing mom and I can't be approaching outside anyhow. I'm still taking care of my kids, so I decided this is my main channel. And then because I have a community, I've decided to stay with this my main channel, right? But I have like 3 other ones. One is for mainstream health. That one is everything. The other room, I don't want to say the name because of YouTube guidelines and all that. Then the third one is for the movie industry. Anyway, anything entertainment is coins that they used to pay on this YouTube. You will not, in fact, this CPM is not seen. So I would say pay attention to wealth, which is what I have. I have health. Then relationship, I don't know. I'm not just interested. I just feel like there's so much dynamics. in relationship and I'm not interested. If I love somebody, I love the person. And if you've married, I beg, I don't even want any advice from you. Just face your front. But if you can have that, so for your entertainment, that entertainment channel, you can be putting other people's materials there. If they give you they tell you copyrights, yes, they relinquish the copyright to the owner, but at least you can grow a channel. Those people in 2 months, you know about this Diddy trial, right? I've seen more than how many, like almost 100 channels that opened just for Diddy's trial, and some of them, they are even concocting stories. They're using AI, they're using faceless videos. They are talking about this trial, but they are putting different names. In fact, one of the channels, I went there and I said, this is wickedness, because people are literally going to believe you that this thing you're saying is good. So they are just making cases between Diddy and somebody and this person and this, and they are posting per hour. If you see millions of views. So the truth is, leverage on trending topics. Don't just insist. That's why I'm saying the goal is to have multiple channels. For your main channel, maintain your regular growth. Just be improving yourself. Yes. So if you have a faceless channel, right, look towards storytelling. Look towards look towards storytelling very well. Have a series on that channel, right? And just tell stories. Another thing is that it's going to be consuming. That's the truth. If you're looking to face YouTube, it's going to be consuming, because that's why for me, I would suggest that if you have been part of all our classes, you can do your community arm. Like when we did community, I told everybody, you cannot be a community leader and you're hosting events on Zoom and on Google Meet. Are you okay? Events, so general events, not one-on-one with your clients. You've not gotten clients and you're hosting it on Zoom. For what? For what? Yes, it's not easy because of the turnover rate. And another thing I would advise anybody that would do all those folk tales and all, right? For me, I think you can do true crime documentary. A lot of people are insisting on that folk tales, and I noticed that a lot of people's channels are not growing because many people are there. Most of those coaches, YouTube coaches, that's what they are teaching everybody. But you can leverage on true crime stories. True crime is like one, I didn't even mention it. It's like one of the #1 niches also on YouTube that is highly underrated. So you can do faceless for true crimes and just be going. There's some specific guys that are very good. Or you can do history, like the history generally, Nigeria and all that. But everything, just like everything, is consistency. And if your quality of videos, and the thing is that every single time with consistency, your quality of videos keeps improving. Your quality of videos keep improving. That's why I'm on a normal day, I would have probably, true crime scenes. Yes. True crime. Let me even check it. All these true crime documentaries or business documentaries, like how people became millionaires, all these ancient stories, they are very, 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 very important. If you're insisting on love, even though I told you guys now, I said it is health, wealth, relationship, or you can make your own your folk tales to be specific for relationship and love. Yeah, that would be better. But and one thing I noticed with YouTube is that if your topics keeps changing, your YouTube will be doing badly. If your topic, like today, and that's what a lot of people do, even on if today you talk about let's say you talk about marriage, then tomorrow you're talking about what's the word, health, and the next day you're talking about another thing. YouTube doesn't like it. So that's why they give you an opportunity to have multiple channels so that you can niche down severally on all of them. So do we have any questions? If we don't have, let me just be posting my post for the day. God has truly delivered me from that waking up to post on LinkedIn. The way I asked myself questions, I just say, can I maintain this? See what I'm telling you guys. True crime, 5 days, 48 hours, 847,000 views. People like watching those things, and that's why these Diddy's trials seem to be See now, see, and did these trials everywhere. Once I just click it, everywhere. Okay, awesome. So basically, all that we've done so far, right, from your personal brand, from your why, your about, those first, that particular topic that we did that day, it should be part of the first things. Okay, like we said, just like the way you would generally just create content, just at the beginning, like after introducing yourself, you're the founder of this, and I've told you guys, being a founder is not anything serious. It's just some people are taking it out of proportion. Right? Being a founder is, it just means that you had a vision and you're accountable for it. That's why you wrote the name. And I told you guys, if you have to stretch to probably register your company, just go ahead and do it. So hi, I'm this person, I'm the founder of this. We are specialized in or you can start with the storytelling, just the same way you can convert someone. Start with the storytelling that is specific to what you do, but you have to have it prepared. So I told you guys, some of those your documents, by the time I sit down and I view them, it will literally even tell me, I can correct some of the errors and mistakes. Sometimes it might just be that document you use. So go from their pain point, discuss essentially what you can do. But like I said, as much as possible, once you jump on a call with somebody, be the selfless one, right? You greet, you introduce yourself, right? You can just let the person introduce themselves. Then you can also start with an open-ended questions, like, okay, presently, what are essentially some of the challenges you've been experiencing in your this. You can ask the person the questions. When the person starts answering, the person is already vulnerable to you and the person is open to you. The next thing you might want to now start telling the person is, do you mind if I just do like a 5 minutes, a 7 minutes presentation of what my community or my company or my platform can help you achieve based on what you said. So another thing is for you to be very flexible. When he or her is telling their stories, you can start already in your mind while you're using the presentation. You can be modifying some of those things and attacking their own specific pain points. So you're not essentially reading everything for the person. You are essentially going to be attacking their specific pain points. And by the time you're done, you go from the pain points to create agitate, then solution, then you give the person a call to answer, call to action, and tell the person, is it possible if the person could bring you on board to do this and this and this? Okay, or what would the person feel if you gave the person, maybe let's say 2 days free access to this particular opportunity? How would they feel? Let's say if I'm a virtual assistant, I can say I can virtually assist you for 2 days free. But if we think that it's gonna work and you probably find my services excellent, kindly note that on an average, this is what I charge, this is what I don't charge. And then if you're comfortable with working with me, you can go from there. But then you've already given him an opportunity. You now gave gift. You know, we talked about generosity yesterday. You now gave gift again, and then you now work for that 2 days and you already have results. That's why I said everybody, as much as possible, create a community around what you do. Especially a virtual assistant that doesn't have community. I don't even know. And I don't even know who is teaching them all those things. Now, this is me trying to use swear word, but I don't know who is teaching them all those things. How can you be a virtual assistant or a social media manager and you don't have a community? When you want to shake your client's account, because most of those clients, their accounts is you can't have results with some of those accounts because they barely the account has no form and void. Even the profiles are not optimized. Even if you work so hard, your result will not show. So that's why you must be circumspect. You must optimize. If you don't know how to optimize accounts, go to our class. We did LinkedIn optimization, we did Upwork optimization, and still read again. After going for the class, still read again, because it's your niche. You document. As a social media manager, when you're talking, your mouth should be sharp. You can even ask the person to please share a link to their profile while you're having that live with them. You can even browse about their profile and screenshot it and put it as part of your slides, right? Put it as part of your slides. You can just say, okay, so while just before this meeting, I was able to go over your profile. If you don't mind, would you want me to just probably just give some form of vetting or consulting so that you can literally see what is going on? And then by the time you hop on a call and you're telling the person will just know that this person did not come to play. That way, by the time you're working with the person, even in 1 month, you give the person results. And with all the things that you've learned here, irrespective of the person's niche, you'll be able to produce leads, results, depending on what the KPIs were. Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Rabiat. Okay, let me go and post though. Hey, my LinkedIn post has not gone live right now. Please, if you have any questions, just go ahead and ask me. I've already discussed most of the things I should discuss. So we said tomorrow. So prepare to go for, ensure you prepare to go for events. Please mix up. If you find content creating hubs, please check around your community. If you find content creating hubs, please latch on them. Take them up with your life, because I told you guys, if you're late for anything, it's not time for you to be doing solo. Just make sure that you have the necessary support. Okay, so the people who are, if it's your first time, you can ask questions now so that I can help. Okay, done. The challenge is that I don't have yes, I just want, please also do your headshots, guys. Please go and have your professional headshots. That's why we even requested for it. Please go and have your professional headshot as much as is within your power. Excuse me. Have mercy on me. Okay, so for those who are probably still listening in, please, if you have any questions, do well to ask, right? Excuse me. If you have any questions, do well to. For the people live hopping, please, if you have any questions, do well to ask. I'm here for you. Do we have any questions? Anybody who has any questions? For the people who are still sitting in, if you have any question, and then if you're probably just life hopping, my name is Dr. Vivian Magnus. I'm founder of Phoenix Gates Group. I have a community of members who love to grow here. Okay, so I've done a YouTube channel before as well with my other channel. I am also a business coach and a personal strategist, right? Personal brand strategist. I help you start your journey. Let's say you're probably from all across the world and you're trying to figure out how to start your business. Yes, I'm that go-to person. So literally everything on my bio is what you find what I do. I literally sat down and wrote that super specific and clearly. Every month for just showing up. Every month. They will not be here. That's the truth. Most people aren't making money here because they are only posting. Do we have anybody asking any question? If you have any question, I can see some persons here. Else, I'll be ending the live shortly so that I can focus a little more. Clients are out there. They're busy. They're building. Good night, everyone. So I'm going to be ending the live in 4, 3, 2, and